trainer at Full Fit Revolution, and the video of the month is about conditioning your arms from wrist to shoulder, and also for recovery and for warm-up. So this can be done before you start your workout on the pole or the aerial equipment, and it should also be definitely done after to help recover. So we're talking about basic stretches first, starting with the fingers and hands and wrists, and we just want to do just squeeze and open just to get those knuckles warmed up. So I worked in occupational therapy, so this is a lot of conditioning for the hands that you definitely need for your pole and aerial. And we're going to do circles. Draw big circles, 10 in each direction, at least. You can always do more, don't do less. And then I call them puppet hands, where you're just going down and up, or you can also call them little wrist bicep curls. But you're really getting a good stretch on the front of that wrist, curling it in. And then of course we're going to do our praying stretch in and out. Stretch it in towards the chest and reach it away. Stretch it in towards the chest and reach it away. And this is a good stretch for the wrist, right through the center here. Much better than doing this with your hand. You don't want to do that, because that can overstretch, and overstretching can cause issues. So just go ahead and stay with that 90-degree angle. And then we can interlace the fingers, and we just want to move real organically, twisting it around, get movement through the wrists. Again, doing it like 10 or count to 20 or 30 while you're doing these exercises, so that you know you get at least a sufficient amount of time in them. And then I'm going to take my thumbs over my nails and flick my fingers, kind of waking up the knuckles, getting some circulation through the knuckles. Okay, and as I'm warmed up there, when you're, this is specifically good for after your warm up, but I want you to massage. You want to start from your wrist, put your thumb on the top of your wrist, and find that area between the two arm bones and slide up to the upper arm. And slide it up. You feel that muscle in there. It can cause a real, there's usually a lot of tightness from pull and aerial in that muscle, and this will provide a lot of relief. And then take your thumb right at the insertion point, right above the elbow, and push down and even draw little circles with it. I always say this is how you take down a pole dancer, because it can be pretty tender in there at that insertion point. Massage it and bring it till you might feel like a little strandy or knotted. You don't want that. You want to try to get that out. It should be nice and soft. Okay, and you would do it obviously to both sides as well. Starting with the top of the wrist, find that muscle in between the bone and slide it up, and again rubbing the elbow at the elbow. And if you tend to have some tenderness on the bottom part of the elbow, you would do the same thing. Open your hand, and right above the joint, or here I'm below the joint, circles, and you can even go above the joint. I find it more tender below. That's just me personally. But again, massaging is really helpful, because we do get pretty tight around our joints from all the heavy lifting that we're doing with pull and aerial. So now we're going to open up through the arms and stretch, open the chest, thumbs up to the ceiling, bring it down, bring it together, open it up. See how far back you can bring your arms. Reach, keep your neck up, don't let your head fall forward. Stretch, and I'm trying to open up, and now flex at the wrist. Trying to open up through the bicep here. Okay, open or close, and then open, flex at the wrist. Now, pretend like you're holding a doorknob and turn the doorknob side to stretch out the bicep. That one kind of sneaks up on you. You can get a lot of tightness from the chest into the bicep, and then one day you pull your muscle and and it's no fun. So make sure you stretch that out real good. And then we're gonna take our hands behind you and fingertips out and just lift up, stretching the front of the shoulder. And again, lift up, stretch the front of the shoulder. You see what I'm doing here? Lift up, open up the chest, and then hold that last one about 10 seconds or more. You can always hold up to 30 seconds. All right, so now that you've warmed up your wrists with those exercises, you can come up and do some extra stretches. We're gonna start with taking the palm down to the floor, and you're gonna reach your arms forward and back, and reach that shoulder past the fingernails, and just start easing into it. Again, you don't want to feel any pain. You just want to feel that stretch. Go slowly back and forth about 5 times, and then I want your last one. You're going to stay and hold it into a good stretch. And just deep breathe into it. Good. And then you're going to take your hands, you're going to flip them over, fingertips towards you, reaching the wrist towards the ground, and hold. That might be pretty intense, so you might not be able to get your heel, the palm to the ground right away. So I want you to just ease into the stretch. And you might need to lean forward a little bit to start easing into the stretch, and then slowly over time, start leaning back. And again, rocking forward and back, slow rocking forward and back. So you don't want to bounce into any of your stretches. And then your last one, you're going to hold for a good 20 to 30 seconds. The longer the better. And then we're going to do the opposite, hands down, tops of the hands to the floor, and stretch. And again, starting to apply enough pressure that you feel a nice stretch. And then release. Take deep breaths through it. Let your body know it can relax. One more, hold it. And when we come back onto our hands, make sure that when you're in a hand position, in most hand positions, in any type of choreography, you want to feel the contact of the base, like a U shape around your hand, and then the fingers contacting the floor. So there's a little bubble of air under your palm, and that will create a lot of relief in your wrist if you're starting to feel a lot of tension and pain in your wrist. Get that little bubble of air, like a little bubble of air under your palm, and that'll help get you into position without feeling that pain in the wrist. And again, you might have to work up into this with your stretches and your little exercises, but hopefully that helped you. And I'm Melanie at Pole Fit Revolution. Visit us at poleFitRevolution.com. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.